everybody. I'm Nathan Schiebler, and I'm going to be sharing my 10th grade personal project with you. I started this project with a clear goal in mind to create accessible wrestling tutorial videos that will not only educate beginners, intermediate, but wrestlers on a fundamental level with fundamental techniques and also create communication and critical thinking skills. My primary learning goal was to deepen my understanding of wrestling techniques while also improving my video production and storytelling skills. My interest in wrestling dates back to my involvement in sports, both jiu-jitsu and wrestling. From a very young age, I participated in them, and it really shaped me. As a wrestler for Eagle Rock, I found wrestling to be very challenging, but also very enjoyable. This project provided me with a perfect opportunity to combine what I love in wrestling and also growing my interest in video production. Now on to the product. Here are the 4 wrestling videos I made. I made an Instagram page, and wrestling is very complex. There's so many different positions or situations you get in, and it's very, very hard to predict them all. And that's what the highest level athletes do. They find ways to get out of or be comfortable in unfamiliar situations. I just did a small portion in the grand scheme. I did this takedown series called the arm drag. It's most familiar known name. It's where you take you take the person's arm and you create an angle to take them down and get points. Now, wrestling is it's very strategic. It's kind of like chess, where you make something or you do something, and because of a reaction by your opponent, it either goes your way or their way. But it's he does this, I do that. I do this, he does this. It's very strategic, and you almost try to get in the other person's head and figure out what they're going to do before they do it, and just be very strategic. Another position I went over was the front headlock series. There's so many different variations of things, and it's very vast, very incredibly vast. But a very common position is the front headlock, where the opponent and you are facing each other, and you are on top, and you have to secure your points in this position. You don't have them, you need to get them. And variations of that I went over. Now I knew some of the variations, but I didn't know all these variations or specific positions. I do have to credit my teachers, very great teachers, the alumni from the high school I attend. They're college wrestlers. They have employed a tremendous amount of teaching, and the wrestling at a high level is very complex. It's very strategic. It's very positional, and it's really incredible. The things you have to account for and not account for. But I have to credit a lot of my learning to them. The college wrestlers, my coaches, the Titan Mercury coaches, they have very exceptional experience and teaching abilities, which is kind of another inspiration is being that level of teacher and being able to properly demonstrate an ability or a technical ability. Reflecting on the project, I've learned invaluable lessons on wrestling and in life. I met a great deal of people going to the clubs, going to the tournaments, going to just dual meets with other schools. The community is vast, and the community is very tight knit. Wrestling is a kind of violent sport, and you wouldn't assume that the community is very nice because it's kind of a fighting sport, but it is a very incredible community. A lot of interesting people, and they have a lot to say. While I specifically on the project, or sorry, the product. Sorry. While I consider the project somewhat successful, or the product, sorry. While I consider the product successful, there were a lot of areas I could improve with storytelling. I felt that I went out of order in explanations, probably doing that now, but I felt I jumped around a lot with explanation of the techniques. I felt I could be more in line and simpler. There's the small details are very important in wrestling. Like more important than the big muscles, the big flashy techniques. The very small stuff. Using your head a little bit more, grabbing his arm this way, not that way. It's very particular. And I felt I could have been more particular and simple, concise, and in line. I felt I could just improve on those abilities and create better videos. I did get some feedback though on the videos, very minimal, but some positive. And I to fix that, I would get broader get a broader reach, more media platforms, more videos, possibly more in-depth videos, shorter videos, just an array or spectrum of outlet for the information I'm teaching. I do feel though that the product was a success. I did communicate the techniques and demonstrations clearly and concisely. Um, from the minimal feedback I did get, it was positive. It was I learned how to do these techniques. I uh, was able to clearly understand the information and the demonstrations. In conclusion, the project was very rewarding. It was very fun to go somewhere, make some videos. I haven't done that. It was definitely a learning experience, and you get that a lot with wrestling. I'm far from great, but wrestling is all about learning. Every new day is a new technique, a new strategy, a new way to compete. So it is very rewarding learning and such. I have become more in depth with wrestling, but also video production. I hadn't learned or hadn't used these platforms before, and I'm just starting to use them and figure out all the ins and outs and make videos more professional. Well, there's always room for improvement. I do think I've done a decent job with it. I know the room for improvement is there, but I think I did. I think I did good. I'm excited to move forward with the wrestling. I'm wrestling next year, and video production. I'm taking a class on that. So it's going good.